Live, yeah? Done, no? Whoosh, Blacktonycws, People Dems Podcast. Welcome. If you don't know who I am already, I'm Black Tony. I blew up on TikTok like last year, but, you know what I'm saying, before that, I was involved in the drill scene. I was rapping with a couple of the man them. You might have heard of them, KO, Jimmy, Billy Billions, V9, 98 Spot. Now I'm a content creator. So, boom, this is the People Dems Podcast. I was going to call it the Man Dems Podcast, but I don't want to get them to feel left out. So we're here. The basis of this is the platform where the men can come spit their game, tell their truths. There will be guests coming on the podcast, but rightfully as the first episode, this whole episode's about the podcast and me. So I'm going to tell you a couple of the stories that made me who I am and a couple of the things that I did that went viral last year and, got myself a little bit of motion. And I consider myself somebody who's lucky because a couple of years ago, I had decided that I had fucked up my life. I was sure it was over for me. I'd made a lot of mistakes in this life and I don't know how I ended up here right now. Well, I do know. I'm going to share it with you. But yeah, the whole point of this podcast is it's never over for the man them. I was going to call it the Man Dems Podcast, the People Dems Podcast, but you know what I mean when I say man them. Us, the culture, the people them, it's never over for us. We could be struggling, we could be hurting, we could be in the deep depths of depression. But with the right mindset, you can always come out of whatever struggle you're going through. The main thing that I push to everyone is mindset and willpower, because that's what got me here. More information about me. I don't have the right to work in this country. I don't have the right to do a lot of things in this country. I'm supposed to be living on £40 a week from the government. And yeah, I've been in and out of prison. The last 10 years, I've spent 7 of those years in prison. So you can understand what I mean when I say a couple of years ago, I thought I had fucked up my life completely because they released me from prison and told me I didn't have the right to get a job. I didn't have the right to claim benefits. I don't have the right to study. And I always considered myself someone that was smart. So coming up as a young boy, I always had big aspirations. I always wanted to do big things. Ending up in a prison cell, years on years, ending up in the segregation unit, ending up in the deportation center as a foreign national. They wanted to deport me. A lot of things happened and I had to realize it was my decision making that got me to that point because I wasn't stupid. I definitely knew how to count, read, write, listen to good advice, take things into my brain, but I was choosing to do certain things. And obviously it set me back a lot. I'm 28 soon. And at this point, I feel like things are changing for me, they're turning around. But yeah, it was a hard road. I learned a lot of lessons and I brought them to the people I started off on TikTok. I was just, sharing some game and the people took to me in it. Mostly the young boys, they take to me in it because they can relate to me. I was a kid. I came here at the age of 7. I was bullied as a kid, did I have no siblings, no father in the house. I'm going to tell you a story actually. When I was in school, there was a guy who went to my school, yeah. He's from my area as well. And he had an older brother that went to the school as well. He had an older brother that was from the area as well. And he had something I call older brother syndrome, yeah. When you have an older brother that's already known on your estate, in your area, in your hood, whatever, and he's known to keep up badness or be somebody that's respected, sometimes you get this sense of arrogance about you. This is what the guy that went to my school had in it. He just thought he was that guy because realistically, no one in my age group is going to say nothing to him or do anything to him because he's just going to come with his brother and beat you up, innit? So this guy basically used to try to bully me because I was very timid as a child. Coming up, I come to this country in year 7. Between year 7 to year 8, I was very timid as a child. I didn't really have a man in my house to show me how men carry themselves, innit? So I watched my mom, and my mom was very humble. She avoided confrontation, and she just spoke to people really nicely, polite, with manners. I took that to secondary school and clocked that was just making me a target. Serious victim. This one kid in particular, he would do a lot of things to me. Like, I don't know, like, my mom was buying me what she could afford, innit? So, and because I was fresh to the country, I couldn't tell you the difference between a real pair of Converses and a fake pair of Converses. I just know there's some black trainers, innit? But my Converses didn't say all stars. They said all sports. Did you get it? So, I didn't know what that meant, the difference, until, like, I'm lining up for, dinner at school. You know what I'm saying? The whole of the school is in this hall right now. It's not just my year group. And I'm getting drawn out. I didn't know what roasting was until then. You understand, man? Are roasting me about my trainers. Next day I come into school. They're doing this whole play fighting thing in the school. And I don't really want to get involved. In my head, if we start play fight, you're gonna hurt me, innit? Or I'm gonna hurt you. It wasn't in me to want to be doing all that physical activity. And guys that are even smaller than me would see that in me, do you understand? And they try to target me and pick on me, and it was a lot. I come back in year 9, having learnt lessons from year 7 and year 8, and I turned up my badness. But this is where it got critical for me, because I decided I wanted respect, innit? I was tired. I was tired of being that guy in the school, like it was just long for me. So I decided I'm gonna get it where I can. And I started acting out, fell into the wrong crowd, cliche, and got in trouble. Fast forward, I'm here. But I learned a lot on my journey. I've been to prison, counting remand time as well. I've been to prison 6 times. Like I said, the last 10 years, I've been locked up for 7 of those years, innit? And I learned a lot. So I'm bringing it here. That's the premises. Now you know a bit more about me. I'm going to get into the podcast, yeah. Like I said, the next few episodes we will have guests, but rightfully this first episode should be about me and the platform. That said, I'm going to tell you the 10 things I'd do differently if I could rewind time. If I can go back to, say, 13-year-old me. The first thing I'd do differently was I'd stop seeking validation. I've realized now into my adulthood that a lot of the decisions I made as a young boy was me trying to find my crowd or my brotherhood, especially being raised by one woman, just in the house with one woman. I always had a craving to be around a group of males who, you know what I'm saying, we admired each other equally. And you know what I'm saying, we just bonded in a way only males can bond, do you understand? And there's a thing that happens with a young boy where if you witness somebody do something or act in a way that you admire, or the way that they act gets them results that you are after, i.e. somebody being a bad boy, getting the respect and the clout, even, you know what I'm saying, the generosity of people through the actions they're taking, that there is like, it's a green light, like, yeah, this how I need to be. Do you understand? So I started doing things I see other people do, hoping that they'd take to me. So that's one thing I'd definitely not do. I'd never seek validation again. I'd just stay in my lane and do what I got to do. Another thing, I'd stop hiding the fact that I was smart, because I was really smart. I was a really smart kid, and I've clocked something in our culture, yeah. Like, something happens when we get to like our teenage ages in the trenches, yeah. Like, it's not cool to be smart. Like, it's like, if you know the answers or you know the words, or you know, if you just got some sense of intelligence, if you speak English properly, if you don't chop up your words in a certain way and make them sound like real slurred and that, you have this aura of weakness. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but in the hood, it's like smart people come last for some reason. It's like you're meant to crash out in the ends. So if I could go back, I'd drop that whole, you know, that whole thing where I'm purposely holding back knowledge that I have, wisdom that I have, just in order to fit in. That was a big mistake still. Another thing I'd change, number 3, I'd stick to my passions. I had a lot of hobbies as a kid. A lot of my hobbies, such as music, drama, and just like entertainment in general. I dropped those hobbies because it wasn't cool. Like, niggas didn't really like playing guitar or playing the drums, or when I was trying to be that guy anyway. So yeah, I stick to my passions. Another thing I'd change if I could go back, you know what? Yeah, just being around certain people in general, yeah. There's a lot of my friends who I'm glad I met, but there's a lot of people who they were just detrimental to my life, innit? So if I can go back, a lot of the people, like, I used to roll like 30, man. Yeah, man. I'd say a good 26 would get dropped if I could just go back and just speak to myself. I'd tell myself, yeah, forget about all of that. Do you get it? Does anyone know what number I'm on? Chat to the people in the studio, by the way. You're not paying attention. Like, cool, boom. I think I'm on like 5 though. 5. What would I change? What would I do differently? I'd listen to my mum when she told me stay in school, man. I'd listen to my mum a lot more. Growing up as a kid, I think you have this thing in your head where you feel like your parents don't like you, or you, like, every time you get in trouble, you feel like it's a sign of their affection towards you or something. But now I look back, I can think back to every little thing that I did that made my mum spaz out. Every little thing that I did that made her go so ham. I was like, right, this woman don't like me. Why is she treating me like this? Thinking back now, if I had a youth and my youth was doing that stuff, I'd go way harder than my mum. So I know, yeah, it's just a mentality thing. So if I could go back, I wouldn't go so hard back towards her. Like, it was going back and forth. Do you get it? So yeah, number 6, what would I do differently? We are at number 6, right? Yeah. What would I do differently? Number 6, I'd say I'd watch what I was consuming a bit more as well. So when I got to the ages of like year 9 to year 10, I started watching and listening to certain things, certain content, and I was actively trying to mold myself into a type of person. So this is the type of thing that I used to do. I'll take in rap songs and gangster movies and any type of content that had to do with badness, and I'll try to learn lessons from it. Like, this is how you handle people when they're being rude. This is how you get your respect. And I'll try actively put that into my life in play and start doing things that I've seen in movies. Start doing things I heard rappers talking about. You understand? But I feel like everybody does that. If you listen to enough R&B, you're gonna start talking to them in a certain way. If you listen to enough dancehall, you're gonna start wanting to do certain things more often than other people. So if I could go back, I'd just pay more attention to what I'm consuming, because knowing what I know now, I know it molds you into a certain type of person. But yeah, got 3 more, yeah. What would I do differently? Funny as it sounds, I just dress differently. I'm thinking about this now, yeah. But when I walk up and down the roads now, police officers drive past me and see me. People that could potentially be gang members drive past me and see me. They have ski mask on. I don't know what they're out here doing, but the way I dress is so civilianized. I don't know any other way to put it. I just dress like a normal person. I don't want to be wearing the hoodies and the tracksuits and the, you know what I'm saying, all the named brands that everybody wears in the drill videos every day walking up and down the road, because I've realized people judge you off your appearance. Police officers, aunties, everybody, they see you. And if I'm in a Nike Tech fleece with a Trapstar belly on and a LV pouch as a white Air Forces walking up the road, I just look like I'm up to something. I just look like I live a certain type of life. And it's because everybody's programmed, from the music to the movies. Everything we see, the people that do certain things dress a certain way. And obviously, as the culture, we want to portray certain images, and we dress just like those people. But from my journeys, even when I was doing crime, I always got away with what I was doing when I was in disguise. If I was going OT and building a line, or if I was going to do a robbery or something, I dress like the least threatening, most like just under the radar thing. You might think I'm a tramp, you might think I'm someone's uncle, or you might think I'm a lorry driver. But other times where I just decide I'm just gonna wear a black tracksuit, belly, gloves, and touch the road. Most of the time it didn't go well. I went south, police saw me before I got there. After I got there, the person just saw me and they was just shocked straight away by the way I looked, and they was already on the defense. So I definitely changed the way I dress. We got 2 more. What else would I change? I gotta think about it still, you know, I'm just freestyling this. So another thing I'd change if I could go back in time is, I'd go to school more, because I used to skip a lot of school. I know I said I'd listen to my mum and everything she said about going to school, but I used to skip a lot of school, like, because our school had a rule. When we was in year 10, we could leave at lunchtime for lunch. I never used to come back for lunch. I'd leave school and go jump on one of my oldest lines for the evening. And my mum would never know. My mum would never know the wiser. And I missed a lot. Knowing that I'm a smart child, like, I feel like all those hours that I missed, if they added up and I got to receive what they were teaching during those days, I wonder how smart I'd be now. Would it be different? Because, you know, all these little lessons I picked up in life, I had to sit down and pay attention to them. So everything I did miss, they could be crucial lessons I missed out on in life. And lastly, what I'd change, I know I went on for a minute, last thing I'd change, most important thing though, I'd change my own mindset about myself. There's a thing called limiting beliefs that we grow up with. Like, if I said to you now that I'm going to be a billionaire, you got limiting beliefs about me achieving that. I don't have them limiting beliefs anymore. I believe I could achieve it depending on the work I put in and whatnot. But another one is, like, if someone said they wanted to drive a Bugatti and they're standing in the middle of the trenches saying to you one day they're going to drive a Bugatti, themselves and you're probably going to just be like, that's not going to happen. It could be anything. Like, limiting beliefs are you already automatically shutting down the potential of you being able to achieve something just based off your surroundings, what other people say to you, and what's going on in your immediate area. That's the most important thing. I didn't do the whole thing in order, and I did it all from the top of my head, but I'm glad I saved that one for last, because limiting beliefs, yeah, they impact them a lot. So basically, that out of the way, if you know me from TikTok, you know a lot of the stuff that I do that's blown me up is like talking to the people, and people ask me questions and I respond to them. A lot of the young boys are going through it and they want to know how I would handle the situation. I got my boy here in the studio with me. He's behind the camera, you can't see him. But he's got some questions for me from the Telegram chat, yeah. So are you ready, my bro? Read the first question to me, innit? No, let me do that. Firstly, introduce yourself. Tell them, yeah, who you are, fam. Yeah, this is my family, this is my slime. I'm not going to say his name, I'm not going to say that, and I want him to tell him what he wants you to know, innit? But yeah.
Yo, what's up, people? They call me S, man. We can just go by S. But first question. Yo, bro, I'm 15 years old and I need motion. I used to live in the UK, but I got sent to another country because my dad caught me smoking loud. I live in a village without many opportunities. Do you have any advice?
Yeah. My boy said, what, he's 15 years old and he needs motion.
He's 15 years old, he needs motion. He used to live in the UK. He got sent back home because his dad caught him smoking loud. He lives in a village and he's wondering, he's living in a village and he's wondering if you have any advice because there's not a lot of opportunities.
There's not a lot, is there? Rah. That was my biggest nightmare as a kid. I always thought I was going to get shipped back. But, you know what, yeah? When it comes to being back home, because I thought I was potentially going to be back there soon. Like, up until a year ago, I thought I was going to get deported. So what I thought to myself is like, bro, it's really the land of opportunity. Your question is saying there's not much opportunity there, innit? But it's really the land of opportunity because where the most problems are at, bro. Like, if you're back home in the village, that means there's still a lot of shit that don't work the way it works over here. Like, there's still a lot of issues over there. You know, it's a third world country. And you're coming from over here, so you got mad knowledge. You're way ahead of them. You already know a lot more than them about certain things. So I'd say capitalize on what you know from the UK and try fix a problem over there. It's a vague answer, innit? But that's how people come on, bro. Try to fix a problem. If anything, start making content from over there as well. If you still got people from over here, it's not that hard to, you know, get someone to make a few applications and make a channel for you or something. You can start making content. But I know a lot of people don't want to make content. I'm saying it pays, but you don't want to make it. So I'd say, bro, use your knowledge, man. You're coming from the UK and you're in a third world country. There's so many things you can look around and say, okay, that's not how we do it over there. Okay, they found a better way to do that long time ago where I'm coming from. So let me try implement that here, but put a charge on it, innit? Put a price on it. You know what I'm saying? It don't really matter how old you are because you got the knowledge. If you go to them with the right energy, yeah, man, just find a solution to one of the problems over there. But yeah, what's the next question, bro?
Next question. Yo, Tony, I've got a question for you. I've stacked up 1.6k from trapping, and I want to invest it legally and hop off the roads. But have I got a good enough income that I can hop back off?
Yeah, I don't know. You didn't say your income in the question, innit? But if you want to invest 1.6k, you got options, bro. Stocks, gold, crypto, digital assets. Invest in yourself. I always give the same answer to people. If you're telling me you got like less than 5k and you fucking want to invest it, I say invest in yourself. Some type of course, some type of knowledge, get a skill on the go. You said you get your income from trapping, innit? So I don't know. You might want to find another skill that pays you, because trapping it is a skill, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to give you the longevity you need. I'd say put a K down, stocks, gold bars, whatever, crypto, whatever. Just put that somewhere secure where it will appreciate. You want it to be growing in value. You don't want to leave it in like a bank account. But then that $6, that's like 2 Amazon FBA courses. That's a forex trading course right there. What else? You could definitely find mentorship for like $2. But take that $6 and go pave a new lane that pays you better than trapping. Like, it's not difficult as well. I feel like limited mindsets, like limiting beliefs are what's stopping the man, innit? So yeah, man, put that rack down in some gold, silver, platinum, whatever, and then invest the other 6 into yourself.
Next question.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, man was 15 fucking up the strip with his bud thing, then got nicked for a splashing. I've come out and man's broke. Should I take the easy way and start hitting these L&B shots, or should man take my time and build a bud phone again? I'm 16, about to be 17, and need to feed my family and my little siblings.
Bro, I'm sure I spoke to this you on Telegram already, yeah? But bruv, you're 16, talk about I need to graft and make money and that. You lot have been getting on my nerves, you know. I can't lie to you, fam. Yeah, there's nothing to do. You don't need to go trap. You don't need to go build a line or nothing. You're 16 years, so that means you're under someone's care. They're cooking food in the house. They're paying the bills. All you got to be doing right now is studying yourself and studying a skill. You know, you got like a whole 2 years before, like, there's real pressure for you to be getting some money, bro. And then even after that, it's not that deep, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, all you 16-year-olds messaging me, asking me how to make money, it's jarring because you don't need to be making money right now. You need to be learning life. Yeah? This is how I messed up my life. Because at the age of like 15, 16, I was so catty for some peas. Yeah? I started taking trips, OT, doing all these different things. I lost 7 years of my life, put my mom through 7 years of pain. You know what I'm saying? But really and truly, if I just drugged legit and stayed in school, whatever, for the last 7 years, right now I surpassed most of them and I'm doing this road thing. That's the whole point of me coming and changing my life now, because I come out of jail and realized the people that was doing what I was doing all the bad stuff, yeah, was making the most money then. But now, my brethren that was in school with me who just kept his head down, got jobs, done the studying thing now. He works for Harrods and he's doing this and that over there. And the other one of them's a Forex trader and he's making millions in Dubai now. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been about the money. If it's not about the money to you, there's no point like taking me in it, because that's all I'm interested in. So if you're asking me about money at 16, if you want to be rich by 21, don't even think about making no money now. Spend the next 2 years, 17 to 18, learning something. Yeah, that's the advice, bro. Is there another one?
Yeah. Lastly, yo, bro, I'm 15. 2 weeks ago, I packed something in Glasgow.
This one. Yeah.
Sorry. Yo, bro, I'm 15. 2 weeks ago, I packed something in Glasgow. I ain't had nothing come back to me yet. Do I keep everything hush and live life normal, or do I fly to Sierra Leone?
Boy, you better jump on that flight, Wes. You better jump on that flight, yeah? He sent me this time ago as well, you know. I hope broski's still on the road, or he's already a Sierra Leone car. It's peak. But then again, I don't know, man. You just gotta think about your family, innit? What's best for them? What's best for you? You're 15. Yeah, bro. I can't really tell you too much about this one, bro. I don't even know what pack something really means. You know what I'm saying? But boy, all I can say is good luck. I'm gonna pray for you. You know, I've already had you in my prayers. If I was you, and I was thinking what I think you're thinking right now, I would have been in the air. I ain't gonna lie. I don't wish jail on no one. You know what I'm saying? And if they grab you, you're gonna be in there till you're 30-something, minimum. You understand? You better go to Sierra Leone and repent. You know what I'm saying? You better make a bag and send it to homeboy's family or something. But yeah, bro, cut. That's it. That's the advice. Cut, fam. Yeah. All right, questions are done now. Yeah, done now, bro. Big up yourself, S. Yeah, taking part in that. My next part, yeah, I'm going to wrap up the show for you lot now. Because I know you might be getting tired of me. I'm going to tell you another story. Yeah, and this one, yeah. This story is deep still. This story is about how my friend, my OG, he got killed by his own friends over some money. And that's when my perspective started changing. So throughout my whole journey of doing all the mad stuff, yeah. Oh, the mic's off. Throughout all my journey of doing the mad stuff, I was always sure that I was doing the right thing, like for me, etc. I was always sure that I was right, yeah, until I see this happen. Now this man, I'm gonna call him Captain, innit, yeah? He was my neighbor. He was a few years older than me, and he's the first one. He introduced me to the trap. Just because he needed a worker, innit, and I lived next to him, and we kept walking past each other so much, and he knew like me from the area. He put me on. And I was going OT for him. And yeah, we was doing that for years. Like I was either on the hood line for him or the OT line, but he was like one of these rare things in the hood where somebody who's just super on it when it comes to this money thing. Like he just does everything right. You know, like he's multiplying that bread to a mad thing. He's 19. He's driving 20 bag car, wearing 20 bag watch, 20 bag chain. Everything's all right. Waps all over the place. Just, you know what I'm saying? But he's surrounded by some people that ain't really fucking with him like that. There's a lot of in-house stuff going on. And he's got all these jewels. Long story short, one of his friends has died. And usually in the hood, when someone dies, it's a catalyst for a lot of stuff. People start changing up and yeah, because that one person could have been the reason a lot of things wasn't happening or was happening. So one of his close friends died and some of his other friends started conspiring against him because they said he was getting so much money, but he wasn't doing enough to avenge their lost friend. Now, bearing in mind, the person who killed their lost friend is also their friend, something like that. So it was a bit tricky, innit? But it got to the point where they was kind of taxing Captain. He wouldn't have said that they was taxing him. But when I was watching it, I'm like, you don't want to give these guys no money because you don't feel like they're actually using the money for what they're actually saying they're using it for. You feel like they're just asking you for money so they can live their life. But they know you're getting so much money and they think that they're kind of like bad for you, that you just keep pulling up to give these lot money. Cool, now Captain's had enough. One day they called him to speak and he just showed up thinking that these are my friends, we're gonna argue at the most or whatever, but he showed up wearing his jewels and they've tried to rob him, tried to take his jewels, and they end up killing him. You know what I'm saying? And these are his friends. And I come from an area where that's not the first friend killing story from my area. But this was the first person that was super close to me that got killed by their friends. And I started like thinking about the parallels between me and Captain's life. Obviously, he's introduced me to the trap. And out of my circle, in my group of friends that I came up with from the ages of, let's say, about 9, yeah, I was pretty much the first to do everything when it comes to trapping. Other than the people that I wasn't really close to, that was floating around us, I was the first one to jump on someone's hood line and get some peas from that. I was the first one to go OT for someone and get some peas from that. I was the first one to put some money down for this and that. And after Captain died, similar situations started happening. One of my friends died and I just kept thinking about Captain. I couldn't stop thinking about him. Like, this is what happened to him. Like, as soon as his friend died, people started asking him for this and that, and as soon as he had enough, he got killed. I started thinking these are supposed to be his friends from day one. And this whole premise of this road thing that we do, this gang stuff we do, it's this brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? But comes down to some money, a man them could jump ship and take your life. And I wanted to share that story. As soon as I started this whole content stuff, I want the youths them that are like 16, 15, surrounded by 30 men, thinking these men are going to be with them in the next 10 years, breaking down boxes and riding around in foreign cars, busting gun and still free without no criminal record and fucking all the bitches. Whatever you think life is going to be like because you're doing this bad boy thing now, in 10 years it's not going to be like that. Out of the 30 men that you're rolling with now, 10 are going to go to jail. Some of them are going to never come out of jail. 10 of them are going to decide that this is long. They're either going to snitch in a case, they're either going to just stop shouting you, or they're going to find a girl and move on with their life. And another 10 of them are going to start some of them are going to start smoking food, some of them are going to go crazy. Like, that is the reality of what's going to happen. Maybe out of the 30, 2 men might blow. One might start rapping, or one might, I don't know, whatever, hit a big lick. But the odds are stacked against you. Like, there's so many more stories like Captains I've witnessed go around me. So the odds are stacked against you. And the People Dems Podcast is the platform where man like me and people, you don't have to be like me, but people who have experienced things coming from where we're coming from, come and share our side of the story. Car, if you listen to the rap and you watch the movies, they just make it sound like it's so good, so fun and games, but it ain't. But with consistency, wisdom and strength, yeah, we can still win. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up now. I've been Blacktonycws, CWS, consistency, wisdom and strength. Stay dangerous, man. It done, man.